Hi YouTube. This is my Giant Eclipse 3 I have here, and I'll be showing you how to identify where your flat is coming from. This is a tube bike, so it has a tube in it. That's how most bikes are, but some could be tubeless. Well, see, this tire has been good ever since I had it. This back tire has since I bought it, we rode it once and it it was flat, so I bought a new tube for it. Now this tube I had on for about close to, I probably got 14, maybe 10 to 14 rides out of it. Well, this tube has a flat in it too, and it's always the back tube, which I'm not sure if, because when I do, I don't go over no bumps or nothing, but when I do, that tire hits it just as hard. So we're gonna find out where this flat's coming from. I almost wonder if it's coming from the stem, if it's chafing it. Well, first I'm going to have to take off the back tire to take this tube out. And all you do is, I have to do is flip this switch, pull it, and just like that, it's loose. Okay. Now I got to pull off the rim off of the tire. Let's see. You guys can see me. I just took off the back tire. Now I have to take off the rim real quick. Okay, so right here I have the tube off. I aired it up to 20 psi, put the cap back on. One way you could do this is if you didn't take off the rim yet, you could spray it. This is soap and water in here, and you can spray it around, and where it leaks you can obviously tell then if you have a flat. I mean, if you ran over something or not. But or you could, when the rim's out, the tube's out, you could okay, mist it all over. If you see any bubbling, you'll know if it's if you see any bubbles, you know you have a leak. That's where you have a leak at. Second thing is you could get a bucket of water. Just submerge this in it. If you see any bubbles come up, that's where your leak's at. And sometimes the tube could be good. You could actually have a leak where your stem is. That's pretty common. And just keep walking it in the bucket just like this. And as soon as you have leaks, that's where I think my leak's coming from here. Yeah. Yeah, right there we have it. If you look right here, don't know how good you can see on camera, but bubbles right here coming out. You guys can't really see that. It's a really small leak, right? It's right there. See if you guys can hear it. Small. That's where it's at. If I put maybe soap on it, soap water, this, you might see it. No, that didn't really work that much. But that's where the leak's coming from. And that's how you identify a leak. There's a few ways you can fix it, but a tube for this bike's only like $7 to $10, and might as well get one. Well, when you find the leak, you can now assemble it back. And to assemble it, one thing a lot of people do with their stem, if you look at my stems, see how they're all straight, they're not at an angle. So many bikes have at an angle like that. What that does, it makes the tube not last as long, and it's very likely that you can start getting a flat by the stem there or anywhere around this area. And because it's all twist around, and when you install the tube like this back in your tire, you want to make sure everything like this, you want to make sure everything's just twisted just right. If you see you have that back, the seal right here on the whole tube, you want that to be perfectly lined up with this mid train on this tire, and that's how you install it. So I'm gonna get my new tube. I'm going to then install it back on here. Well, I don't have my new tube now, but I will install this tube back on and show you how. Okay, it's installed now in here, and when I install it in the tire, what I like to do is just air up just enough to like where it holds its shape. You do not want to over air your new tube, just slightly enough to where it's not loose, but to where it could fit. See, just like that. Now, when you install the tire on the rim, remember your tread. I'm gonna have mine. Let me look at my front. Okay, it goes this way. So I have it wrong way. I'm supposed to install it this way on the rim. So my chain, let me see, my gears go this way. Okay, so I'm supposed to install it just like that. Make sure you don't bend it when it's in there. Move the tube around. That's how you install it. Now when you're at here, notice my stem is straight. It's not an angle. Then we install it back on the back tire now. And another reason why you don't want to air up too much is because it can slip through the brake pads easier. Now when I do it, put this on, I like to pop the chain off the sprocket in the front so it could give you more room in the back. And then when it's here, you want to make sure this goes around the sprocket just like when you took it off. And now that it's on, check, see, everything's lined up. Yep. Just put the axle tight in it. And well, that's how you identify where your leak's coming from. Okay, it's tight. Thank you for watching.